Hello, welcome back to the Our City channel to what is going to be probably the last episode of our FC 25 Man City career mode. This current one, anyway, as we said, we are looking to reboot and change things with all the new signings and so on. The changes in world football have happened over the January transfer window. As the City side currently in this alternate universe, we are currently top of the Premier League table. And we are comfortable at the top of that Premier League table. However, that could change going into the final games of the season. We've got Newcastle United away to start the episode. It's going to be all Premier League games and an FA Cup final against Newcastle as well. So we're going to play Newcastle again in this one. We've got West Ham United at home. They're a good side in 6th place. They would be a good team to play as well. We've got some big games, some really big games away from Everton. Everton are all the way down at the bottom, I think, down in 16th. They're in a relegation battle at home. We've got Bournemouth away. They're also in a relegation battle as well. And we also have maybe, I think, Leicester City, someone like that anyway, I can't remember, towards the end of the episode, towards the end of the series anyway. But it's going to be, I think, a Premier League win. I think it's going to be, hopefully, an FA Cup win. And it's going to be a Carabao Cup win we've already done as well. So a domestic treble for Thomas Frank's first season in charge of Manchester City. Yes, we crashed out early in the Champions League, but I have to say I think that is a fantastic achievement. I actually had a feeling we might have even gone trophyless this year. Defensive issues, suspended Ruben Diaz once again, and also an injured Phil Foden. This is the side we go with. Cavalier starts the goal. It's Rico Lewis at right back. Singo and Vardy, the full-backs, who are now centre-backs, are working really well. With Doyle at left back is the back four. Barella partners alongside Hugo Larsson with Florian Wirtz in front. It's Bob on the right, who's been performing fantastically well at the moment. Savinho on the left, and Erling Haaland, the captain, through the middle of the bench. We've got Katongo, Murillo, Scalvini and Piron, Echivere, Doku, Baena, and Brian and Buemo. Well, here at St James's Park to face off against 4th place Newcastle. We beat this Newcastle side in the Carabao Cup final, and this will be a preview also of the Emirates FA Cup final, which will be later in today's episode, because Newcastle are once again in another final. We've talked about how good this Newcastle side is. We've played against them so many times now. We know them pretty well. Onana is the goalkeeper. Isak is the striker. They've got Heung-min Son and Anthony Gordon attacking areas. Sven Botman in the back line. Nuno Mensch, who's been fantastic for them at left back. One of the best left backs I've come up against. He's going to be up against Oscar Bob today. Teze in there as well. A real strong midfield of Sandro Tonali and people like that as well. So Newcastle are a top side, and they've done fantastic throughout the season. Let's place one through to Oscar Bob here. Might just beat Lloyd Kelly to it. Into Wirtz and across towards Savinho with a header. Didn't get it right at all. Maybe could have gone with the volley there, Savinho. So he's just a bit hit and miss at the moment. If he has a good game, he scores goals galore. He doesn't, he just can't score. Benacer. Singo can't stop that one. Heung-min Son pokes one through towards Cavalier. The Frenchman made the save really well. Singo forward towards Oscar Bob. That's a great ball. Bob against Nuno Mensch. Oscar Bob, what a ball that is. Savinho on the chest here. Trouble for Newcastle. Savinho! 1-0 Manchester City. And it's another assist for Oscar Bob off that right-hand side, who I think has to be the starting right-hand sided player. Ahead of him, Buemo. Phil Foden's is injured. And I think Bob starts ahead of him, Buemo. What a ball again by Oscar Bob. And Savinho gets himself another goal. I think he's been more prolific in the goal-scoring department than assisting department this season. Great touch here. Onto that right foot off the left-hand side. And it's a wonderful finish by Savinho. There's no keeping it out. City have the lead at St James's Park. Ball through to Haaland, and he just can't get the ball through. That was poor. There's Newcastle coming the other way, and Singo against Son. Look at the speed of Willy Singo. But centre-back, his recovery pace is brilliant. Ball to Oscar Bob, he's offside. Pressure, space round on that far side. Tonali goes for goal here, Tonali off the crossbar. And away by Rico Lewis. What a strike by Sandro Tonali. City get away with another one. Through the middle of us, here we go. Son. Vardy, good challenge. Oh, how has it gone back to Son? And how is it even a free kick? Just terrible a game for that. Benacer! Wide of the post just by Ismail Benacer. Surprising start, really. That's a great spin by Heung-min Son. Fantastic feet and a ball through to Anthony Gordon here. And City in trouble and Singo in there. And somehow he's forgot that Anthony Gordon's there. And Cavalier makes the save. And away by Singo. And Rico Lewis gets it away and Barella pumps it forward to Wirtz. Nowhere to go again. Larsson. Savinho in, blocked away behind for a corner. We're trying to build up a bit more patiently. Very difficult to break them down. I'm going to make changes, and Brian Mbuemo is going to come on for Oscar Bob here. Claudio Echeverri is going to come on for Florian Wirtz. And Baena for Savinho. And we'll swap those round. And we'll change that 3 in behind Erling Haaland. In the hope that it will make a difference attacking-wise. Mbuemo to take this corner. Swung in. Larson. Over the bar by Larson just. Into Teze, he's beat him. Echeverri, fantastic from Claudio Echeverri. Echeverri. Into the box. Echeverri. Haaland turn, shoot. Oh. Back to Echeverri. Bayeda. Echeverri. Echeverri. Echeverri! 2-0 Manchester City off that left-hand side. It's Claudio Echeverri, who I think kills this game for Manchester City here. Cuts inside. They're worried about Haaland, who's holding off Sven Botman. That creates the space for Echeverri, rifles it in the back of the net. 2-0 Manchester City. Another goal for Claudio Echeverri off the bench. And that is full time. A clean sheet, a 2-0 win to start the episode over Newcastle. Echeverri, I mean, is he getting himself into the side with Savinho? Does he have to play off that right? Bob's got an assist as well. Some real top performers in the team at the moment. Haaland can celebrate City's title. I think it's coming to City, isn't it? Next is West Ham United at home, a side that absolutely tore us apart, didn't they, at the London Stadium? So I'd like to take them on, especially considering they're in 7th place as well, and remembering how badly we played against them. Interesting to know, though, is that if we were to win today, we will be 11 points clear of 2nd place Arsenal, with 9 points left to play for, meaning we would be crowned Premier League champions. So a win today against West Ham United does mean Manchester City are Premier League winners. Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We go with exactly the same starting 11 against Newcastle today, with one change, of course, there. Callum Doyle will not be captain of the club. It will be Erling Haaland, but exactly the same side we're going to go with. No changes at all. Singo and Vardy together at that back line. Doyle's now 80 rated at left back. He's been impressive. Diaz back on the bench. Echeverri probably the first name off the bench I'll be looking at to bring on, probably for Savinho. And Bueno's now striker, so he can come on as a backup to Erling Haaland. And yeah, things are looking good for this City side. So Etihad Stadium, big day in Manchester, because City know if they can get revenge on West Ham United today, come out winners, we will be Premier League champions. And something to add to the Premier League title front is that not only have City won 4 titles in a row, in this series we have won 3 titles in a row, meaning that's 5, 6, and this would be the 7th Premier League title in a row, which would be the biggest domination of English football you will ever see again. Obviously, this is not going to happen again. I mean, 4 in a row won't happen again, I don't think, for a very long time. I don't see 7 in a row ever happening. And of course, City won't be winning 5 in a row this season, the way they perform in the Premier League. But that is a pretty amazing achievement, isn't it? And we are 1 win away from doing that. And I expect the side to do it today and get revenge on West Ham side that absolutely tore us apart last time out. Let's see how West Ham United do line up. So this is the West Ham United side that score goals, and they're very attacking under Graham Potter. In goal starts Alfonso Areola. The back 4 of Henriks, Mavropanos, Kilman and Rafael Guerreiro. Kovacic, a former City player, captain Souček in midfield 2. And it's Pereira, wow, Somerville and Kudus in behind Jean Duran. And they've got Fulkrug, Orsolini and lots of options on the bench as well. Season 1 off, because we have had some pretty bad defensive performances this season. And it was very frustrating to be part of that game. It's Oscar Bob here. Oscar Bob! Oh, what a save by Areola. And away by the defender. Bob out and wide. Lewis in. Haaland is free! Header is down into the ground. But that Areola should be 2-0 already. Take his time here, Doyle. Well, 80 rated now. Doyle's played a lot of football for us. Savinho. Morella. Haaland a chance here! Another save by Areola. Savinho. Verse away. Just with him. Wirtz on the edge of the box here. Hugo Larson! A good save again by that man Areola. City have peppered the West Ham goal, but can't put the ball in the back of the net. Savinho in. Singo with a header. It's Oscar Bob right down the middle. Flex into Oscar Bob's path. Oscar Bob can play it behind it to Varela. And then he plays it in behind to Haaland here. And Erling Haaland's away. And Erling Haaland here. And Erling Haaland here is missed again. Why is he going with the right foot? I don't know. Why is he going with the right foot? In by Savinho. Singo with a header. Blocked away. Oscar Bob back on. Callum Doyle hits one. Another save by Areola. And behind in front of the corner for Manchester City. How we haven't scored here, I don't know. Savinho in. Bob, good touches. Bob hits one. Save again by Areola behind front of the corner. Wow. Savinho. Far post. Haaland is waiting. There we go. 1-0 Manchester City. An assist for Savinho and a goal for Erling Haaland, the captain, who should have scored way more. I mean, he could have had 3 or 4 today. So could have everyone, really. Haaland scores. I could see him just waiting there at the far post. Savinho's got the quality to find him. What a ball that is. And it's on the first time volley. It's down. It's into the ground. 150 kilometres an hour that came at. There's no saving that one, Areola. 1-0 Manchester City. Erling Haaland gets his 34th of the season, I think. Return by West Ham. Somerville's got the wrong side of Vardiel here. Good touches by John Duran. Kudus with good feet and Callum Doyle. There again. And gives it back to Kudus. Back across it towards West Ham, and that is what happens. 1 shot, 1 goal. John Duran scores against West Ham. This is what happens against West Ham. 300 shots, 1 goal, 1 shot, 1 goal. And John Duran slams it past Cavalier. Corner for Manchester City again. How is this game 1-1? Who knows? Savinho in. Right top of the goalkeeper here. Callum Doyle, a thumping header. Wide of the post. Savinho and Areola. They play out their own box here, West Ham. Long towards Duran, who flicks it down. Morella's picked up a bit of a knock here. He's down. Doyle can't get there. Look at Duran through the middle here. Past Singo. Great feet by Jean Duran. And again by Duran. And past Singo. And Duran chips the goalkeeper. Wide the post. And Alan Varela is down and not getting back up here. It's got worse for him. Look at the stats here. Shots 12. Expected goals 3.5. Their expected goals are 1.3. Yet we've scored 1 and they've scored 1. That's where the problem lies. Mikulic flies in on Somerville. West Ham United got a chance here. It's Duran again. And Cavalier makes a big save. Back to Duran somehow because he has to. The game has to give him the chance. It has to deflect back to him. Look, we make the tackle here. Cavalier saves it. Look. Singo is there, and when Singo wins that ball there, he says, why tackle him when I should just let it deflect off me back to Duran? And West Ham United have a 2-1 lead in a game where they have been nowhere near the level we have. Finds Wirtz in the process. Wide to Bob, and there's a bit of space here for City. Bob. Haaland. Haaland, why can he not control the ball? And why is it not deflect back to him? Why can he not control the ball, and why is it not deflect back to him like he does with them? That would have fell straight to John Duran. Should I kick it? Maybe not. Probably not. What's the point of kicking it? What's the point of shooting? So frustrating. Haaland. Surely he absolutely burns Kovacic here. Haaland. Does score 2-2, but it's not even exciting. I'm not even excited by that goal. 2-2, Haaland scores. Come on. Or anywhere in the field, to be honest with you. John Duran, well read by Singo. That's a brilliant interception by Willie Singo. He's bursting forward here, Singo. Singo. Singo deflects into the hands of Areola. Savinho. Wirtz. Florian Wirtz. Big save again by Areola. Get back. Pereira. Pereira. Good save by Cavalier. We're not going to win here today. It's going to be a draw. And behind to Haaland here. Great touch on the chest by Haaland. Haaland. Haaland! Oh, another save by the unbelievable Alphonse Areola, who puts Manuel Neuer to shame with this performance today. Vardiel. Oscar Bob, you stand behind the player, you donkey. Why not move into a bit of space just to the left-hand side? But he stands directly behind the player, so I have no chance of ever passing to him. Full-time 2-2. And wow, was that a frustrating game once again. I would kill to see the stats here because it makes me so angry. Look at those stats. They have an expected goals of 4 apparently. We have expected goals of 5, yet it's 2-2. Well, after being forced off injured in the last game, it is an injury for Alan Varela. He's out for 2 months. His season is over with a broken elbow injury, so we're going to have to make changes in that midfield. Up next was 18th place Crystal Palace at home. City coming away with 3-1 wins and confirming the Premier League title. Goals, a double from Erling Haaland and Savinho. Means we will get to lift the title at the, I think, our last home game maybe, against Everton. You are on The Athletic. Can Manchester City complete a treble? Because before the end of the Premier League season, for whatever reason, the FA Cup final is before the end. I don't know how that has been scheduled in that case. Manchester City versus Newcastle United. A chance then to get revenge in the Carabao Cup final. We've already won the Premier League. This would be a domestic treble if we were to win this today. It's aside for the final today. Michael Zatera, the cup goalkeeper, comes in goal. It is Rico Lewis at right back, Doyle at left back, and then Vardiel and Singo continue the defensive partnership. Maximo Piron and Hugo Larsson in front, with Florian Wirtz in that attacking midfield role. Savinho starts on the left, Claudio Echeverri starts on the right. I think he'll be fine off there. And Erling Haaland, the captain, through the middle of the bench. We've got Mbuemo, Bob, Doku, and Bayern attacking options. Katongo, Scalvini, Mario, and Diaz are defensive options. No Phil Foden, no Alvarella, both injured and out for the rest of the season. Well, here we go. It's another final for Manchester City and Thomas Frank. And it's another final against Newcastle United. Eddie Howe's got his side to 2 finals, done really well actually. And they are in the top 4 in the Premier League, so a really successful season. Defeated by 4 goals to 2 in the previous Carabao Cup final, which was certainly a real entertaining match for a neutral and for Newcastle fans and the City fans, despite the result. Newcastle have beaten Burnley, they've beaten MK Dons and Chelsea on the way. City beating Norwich, Leeds and Liverpool on their way to the FA Cup final. This once was the most prestigious trophy in English football. Now it is maybe the Premier League trophy. Haaland the man to look out for. He's got 4 in his last 3. And in the semi-final here at Wembley against Liverpool, previously, he went on to score a hat-trick, didn't he? So Newcastle could have all sorts of trouble today in this massive Emirates FA Cup final. What a game, and what a chance City have here to complete the domestic treble in their first season under manager Thomas Frank, who has stepped up from Brentford. Made the step up. It's very difficult, I think, step up from Brentford to Manchester City, but we knew the quality he had, we knew the sort of ethos he had, what sort of area he tried to build within the team. They've had their problems this season, City. We've had our defensive problems, but we've come out on top. We know this Newcastle side, Shah and Botman partner, Teze and Nuno Mensch in the wide full-back positions, and Andre Onana in goal. The likes of Heung-min Son. Tonali on the bench today is Willock, Benacer and Longstaff in the midfield 3. Almiron, Isak and Gordon in the front 3. Isak does start. There's no Heung-min Son. We know the City starting 11. This is a big one. Anthony Gordon gets the better of Rico Lewis. He's a bit weak there. Then he comes through the back of Gordon to try and win the ball, Rico Lewis. And that'll be an early yellow card from at right back, which is a big problem now. Wirtz, Savinho. Back to Wirtz. Great feet. It's Piron it is. Maximo Piron. Looked to play in Erling Haaland. So close to doing so. Great feet. I thought it was Florian Wirtz the way he was moving across the ground there. Larsson trying to get across that midfield. Isak. Feet are quick. Feet are unbelievably quick. Isak, fantastic. Singo dives in. Isak still pulls it across into Longstaff, and Vardiel makes the challenge. He should have shot Isak. He's worried about the sliding challenge. The counter on it. Piron takes it. And Willy Singo makes a massive challenge. And then again a Nuno Mensch as well by Willy Singo. It's not been as exciting as the previous semi-final. Both sides are a bit more cautious, I think. Gordon goes through here. Singo throws a leg out. Gordon, great play. Vardiel across. They work well together, those two. Drive inside with the Echeverri. That space of Rico Lewis. Into Erling Haaland here. And from a narrow angle, Haaland finds the back of the net. An assist for Rico Lewis. And a goal for captain Erling Haaland in the final. Massive goal. Finally we score. We've only had 2 shots, but we've been clinical, I suppose. Echeverri came inside. That creates so much space to Lewis on the far side. He finds Haaland from a narrow angle. Past Andre Onana. He knows the quality he has, Erling Haaland. And with his right foot, hits it with power. Onana can't keep it out. He's just throwing his palms at it. Haaland scores. 1-0 Manchester City in this FA Cup final. And Newcastle will be worried now. Cross does come into Isak. He's on the acrobatics of Isak. What a goal. Well, there you go. Alexander Isak says, whatever you can do, Erling Haaland, I can do a bit better. Overhead kick, a bit better. That was spectacular. We don't stop the cross from Nuno Mensch. And what a goal that is from Alexander Isak. An overhead kick. Past the terror into the bottom corner. Fantastic finish. 2 brilliant goals in the final. And it looks like it's going to be 1-1 at half-time. What a goal right at the stroke of half-time. Both goals coming late. Isak and Haaland, the goal scorers. Second half underway in this Emirates FA Cup final. 2 brilliant goals from Erling Haaland, but nothing better than Alexander Isak one. Still carrying injuries, Savinho. I don't know how Erling Haaland is doing. Teze, ball through here. Trouble Almiron. And there's Vardiel. Almiron's past him. Almiron, Zatera makes the save. It falls back to them. It's an absolute scramble. Zatera comes out with it somehow. Wirtz. Verts behind to Mbuemo, what a ball! Brian Mbuemo! Oh, should score, what a ball by Florian Wirtz there. That's a brilliant pass by Wirtz. On to press him, that gives space for Echeverri. On the turn here, Echeverri's got Sandro Tonali with him, Echeverri cross in here. Howell is there, and Allen's offside anyway. If you don't, has he run that injury off? I don't know. Inside they go. Willock. I'm just worried that one Isak chance is going to kill us. Isak makes it 2-1. I said that one Isak chance is going to kill us. Better side. But Alexander Isak, you give him a chance, he scores. And he's another level compared to Erling Haaland, it feels like, in terms of clinicalness, finishing. Played him. Scores. 2-1 Newcastle in the final. And we don't score our chances, do we? And that's going to cost us, I think, in the end. And Isak's in space again here. Oh, what an incredible goal that would have been. Saved by Zatera. We need to make changes. Echeverri's coming off here. For Jeremy Doku. Vardiel wins it back again. Doku is nowhere to be seen. Isak's in here. Isak lifts it. And Newcastle win the FA Cup. Alexander Isak makes it 3. Hat-trick for Isak. And Manchester City losing the final. And Erling Haaland has been absolutely outdone by Alexander Isak. By far the better player. And the treble, domestic treble's not happening. It will only be the double. I mean, that only the double. But performance there from City in front of goal once again, which was poor. Isak had 3 chances and he scored all 3. We didn't create enough chances for Erling Haaland, but his link-up play and everything was really poor. And Newcastle deservedly FA Cup winners. It happens, doesn't it? Frustrated. Up next is episode in the Premier League, where we came away 2-1 winners, goals from Erling Haaland and Claudio Echeverri for our final home game of the season. And we will get to see the title lift in the next one, in the final away game of the season. Fabinho, full-time whistle go with Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 0. Celebrations to the players in the field that no, this is the Premier League title once again. 7 seasons in a row, City win that trophy. It has been the biggest domination you will ever see in English football. And under Thomas Frank, a new manager, City have still managed to do it again, haven't they? No one can pull out the stops in the Premier League. Yes, we were particularly poor in the Champions League. We were knocked out there very early on to Bayern Munich, a very good side who it'd be interesting to see if they've gone on and won that, because we are going to do an end of series roundup and everything at the end of this as well. So don't think this is the end of the episode, seeing this side lift the trophy. And there's going to be something a little bit extra in this episode as well, which you'll understand when it happens. But there is going to be a little bit of an extra one in this episode as well. So up come the players now to lift that Premier League trophy. And the ribbons are looking nice and bright, considering it's been the same ribbons for 7 years in a row. Ruben Dias, since he joined Manchester City in this save, in real life as well, has never lost a Premier League title. And Manchester City, Carabao Cup winners, unfortunately defeating the FA Cup final, but they're Premier League winners. And the most prestigious trophy in English football is once again in the hands of Manchester City. So here's how the Premier League season finishes. Manchester City after 38 games, 28 wins, 6 draws and 4 losses, 95 goals scored, nearly the 100 goal mark reached, 44 conceded, one of the best defences in the Premier League as well, but pretty average really compared to the others. A 51 goal difference, which was the best. We got 90 points. Arsenal finished second, Liverpool third and Spurs fourth. Newcastle miss out on that Champions League spot by 1 point. West Ham, Chelsea, Man United, Leicester and Villa make up the top 10. Then it's Brentford, Wolves, Burnley, Brighton, Ipswich stay in the Premier League, Fulham and Everton, who do, again, just stay up by just 1 point. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest down. That defeat to Manchester City in the final day for Bournemouth did relegate them. As we look for the FA Community Shield, we were winners. A 2-0 win over Chelsea, so I suppose that is another trophy to add to our list. Emirates FA Cup final, a 3-1 win for Newcastle United in that one. The Carabao Cup was won by us, a 4-2 win over Newcastle. Newcastle getting to all the finals this season, just like us. The UEFA Super Cup was won by Bayern, and we know how good they are. They won 2-1 right at the start of the season over Aston Villa. Champions League winners, the final hasn't been decided yet, but it is Bayern versus Real Madrid. We know how good Bayern are. I expect them to go on and win that. Europa League winners was Young Boys, who happened to beat Man United 3-1 in the final. Wow, how embarrassing is that? And the Europa Conference League winners has not been decided yet. It's Rapid Vienna versus Ghent. Play stats wise, in terms of the Premier League, Erling Haaland was the top goal scorer, 37 goals in 36 games, by far the best goal scorer in the Premier League. And then top in assists was Florian Wirtz there with 12. Haaland and Bayena also getting 10. Lots of other leagues around the world and so on, and in the English League. Southampton, look at that, 107 points. They fly away to win the Championship. Norwich are coming up as well, and then it's between Sheffield, Leeds, Luton and Sunderland who gets a promotion spot. On to the Barclays Women's Super League, which was won by Manchester United City, all the way down in 4th. Ligue 1 was won by, of course, Paris Saint-Germain, a mile ahead of AS Monaco. Bundesliga was won by, I assume, Bayern. Leipzig win the Bundesliga, despite Bayern being so good, consistently not so good. Leipzig 2 points clear, they win that one. Serie A is won by Inter, who finished top on 87 points. Eredivisie is won by Ajax, they're back to winning ways, a 1 point win in that one. Liga Portugal was won by Benfica, outdoing FC Porto Sporting down in 4th now after they've lost Ruben Amorim. And finally La Liga, which was won by Real Madrid, 86 points, 1 point clear of Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid finishing in 3rd place. Well, before we get into the player stats and so on for the season, I did want to say there's something a little bit extra. We're going to look at all the players that have left the club over the series, where they are now and how they are doing. So Ederson is at Inter. He's 33 years of age, 91 rated, still a top goalkeeper. The same stays for Stefan Ortega, 84 rated at 34 years of age, playing his trade back in Germany at Bayer Leverkusen. Kyle Walker is at AC Milan, but only 71 rated now, 36 years of age. His career is at its end. Issa Kabore was sold by the club. He's a decent Premier League fullback, 78 rated, playing at Brentford. Manu Akanji, still one of the top centre-backs in world football, 88 rated, also at Leverkusen is Stefan Ortega. John Stones, still a top player in La Liga, playing for Valencia, 86 rated. Nathan Ake has joined up with Kyle Walker at AC Milan, he's still 85 rated. Lucan Bete's career has not really skyrocketed at all. He hasn't reached any potential he could have in early stages of his career. Still only 68 rated at Benfica. Kenan Braithwaite is 74 rated at Luton Town. He's a decent championship player. Josh Wilson-Brown is a decent Premier League player playing for Bournemouth. They've just been relegated, about 76 rated. Rodri, still one of the best midfielders in the world, 92 rated at Barcelona. Callum Phillips playing his trade at Marseille, 77 rated. Mamadou Sissoko, he's playing at Coventry in the Championship, 72 rated. He's a decent player, isn't he? Finley Burns, 70 rated, playing at Swansea in the Championship. Kaiki playing for West Brom in the Championship, 72 rated. Jan Kuto has moved from Dortmund back to the Premier League with Arsenal. He's 84 rated and a right winger. Mateo Kovacic is still at West Ham United, 33 years of age, now 83 rated. Gundogan is still going, 79 rated though. Bernardo Silva, I mean, he's still one of the top players in the world, 89 rated at 32, playing at La Real. Mateus Nunes is at Monaco, and look at that, a very all-round player. Kian Brecken, playing for Sunderland, 70 rated, having a decent career. Jack Grealish at Bayern, I mean, they in the Champions League final, they've just fallen short, haven't they, in winning the Bundesliga. He's playing there, 86 rated. James McAtee, 77 rated, playing at Bournemouth. They've just been relegated with him. And finally, Julian Dahler, 75 rated. He looks like, actually, at only 20 years of age, a top prospect for the future. But still, all these players that are former Manchester City players still doing well in their careers. Now let's get into our Manchester City squad, the final squad review of this series. Here are the stats for the season. Willy Singo playing 55 games, getting 1 goal and 1 assist in that time, 16 clean sheets. He finished the season 84 rated. Josh Gvardiol playing 55 appearances as well, only 1 assist, no goals and 16 clean sheets also. Erling Haaland managed to get himself 51 goals in 55 appearances, also 14 assists. His link-up play certainly improved in that area. Lucas Cavalier, what a sign, 88 rated now. He played 53 games for the club. Diaz, 52 games, 1 goal, no assists. Alex Baena, 51 games for the club this season, 6 goals and 15 assists. Alvarella, 51 games for the club, 2 goals and 5 assists. He's now 87 rated. Rico Lewis, 49 games for the club, 3 goals and 8 assists. Savinho, 49 games for the club this season, 15 goals and 12 assists, both in double figures. Brian Mbeumo not far behind, 20 goals and 7 assists in 47 appearances. Hugo Larsson, 44 appearances, 2 goals and 6 assists for the club. Echeverri managed to get 16 assists and 8 goals in 44 appearances. These two did really well, 2 very good young players. Phil Foden, 40 appearances, 14 goals, 8 assists. Scalvini, 37 appearances, no goals and no assists. Vertus, a little bit disappointing, 13 assists and 7 goals in 36 appearances, spent a lot of time injured again. Murillo, 30 appearances for the club, not the most amazing, only 1 goal in that time. Doku, disappointed, but he did get 7 goals and 4 assists in 30 appearances. Oscar Bob performing very well, 10 goals and 7 assists in 30 appearances. Doyle, 28 appearances for the club this year, Dorgu, 23 appearances, 2 goals and 2 assists in that time. Maximo Peron played 18 games, 1 goal and 4 assists. Katongo, 15 games, 1 goal and 1 assist, now 76 rated. Rego on loan at Everton, 72 rated. He played 13 games for Everton in the Premier League, 1 goal and 1 assist. Zatera, 11 games, only 3 clean sheets. Out on loan, David Mabama now 81 rated, 4 goals in 10 appearances. He would be sold for a massive profit after that loan at Brighton. Amelia Lawrence, 77 rated. He played 6 Premier League games for Brentford. Jamie Young, no games, but he was a decent third choice keeper. Never had to do anything, but he was around. His experience was there. Solson eBay developing at Paris. He's 65 rated now. McFarlane's still only 58 rated, started way too low. Joshua King, 70 rated, now developing away from home. And so is Matt Young, 69 rated. Nico Reyes now 77 rated, and certainly a decent midfielder. Same goes for Alvaro Ruprecht on that wide right side. He's been great for Villarreal. Of course, he didn't show his stats in the La Liga. Leone, 70 rated, the now young centre-back, and Jacob Wright, 72 rated. So all our players developing well out on loan. And it's time for the final end of season awards of this season and of this series on FC 25, this particular Manchester City career mode, before we officially start probably a reboot. Let's get into the awards and end this series, and it's been a great one. I've really enjoyed it. What a way to end it, with 2 trophies under Thomas Frank, a new manager and a new era at City, which we did start to restart. So it's time for the end of season awards to end this series off. Starting things off with the underrated player of the season. 3 players nominated, 1 that was signed in the first season, 1 that signed in the second season, and 1 that has been a mainstay in this City side who's come through our youth system. So it's Foden, Bayena and Alan Varela. Varela found his way into the midfield once again, played a lot of games this season, 51 appearances, 2 goals and 5 assists. Bayana, 15 assists, 6 goals and 51 appearances. He actually made a massive impact as well. And Phil Foden had his injury issues, but when he did play, he was absolutely fantastic, I feel anyway. But injury issues throughout the series have caused problems. You guys voted with your numbers, and you voted for Phil Foden as underrated player in Season 3. A boyhood City fan, a boyhood Blue who's been through the youth system. He is our underrated player for Season 3, our final award given, the underrated player award. On to the next award, which is, as for young player of the season, we have 3 nominees once again: Rico Lewis, Claudio Echeverri and Oscar Bob. Echeverri has been stepped up even more so in his performances in terms of how many games he played. Oscar Bob has been sort of nullified a little bit by that injury, didn't that leg break in Season 1, which has sort of stunted his development a little bit. Rico Lewis played that midfield, but did get dropped at times due to physicality and poor performances. I mean, numbers-wise, you can see there it's key who stands out of the 3. Now, Echeverri, he won Young Player of the Season last year, really breaking through under Pep Guardiola and his Manchester City side. He's continued his development under Thomas Frank going into this new season, and Claudio Echeverri once again wins Young Player of the Season, voted for by you guys. He continues his role of being a key player in the City side, and perhaps the next Lionel Messi, you could say, for Manchester City. Then it was signing of the season. 3 nominees once again. We actually made lots of signs, didn't we, in this rebuild, this side that we made under Thomas Frank. Changed things into his image. Lucas Cavalier came in, the goalkeeper. I mean, replacing a long-term goalkeeper in Edison. What a impact he had this Manchester City side. Wilfred Singo, who came as the sort of long-term Kyle Walker replacement, really ended up playing more centre-backs towards in the season. Hugo Larsson, who came in as maybe a Roger replacement or someone to reinforce that Manchester City midfield, ended up becoming quite an important player in our midfield, getting 6 assists and 2 goals in 44 appearances. Singo, 55 appearances, 1 goal and 1 assist from right back. Didn't really show the quality going forward that we were looking for, but Lucas Cavalier, in my mind, made the biggest impact, and you guys voted, of course, as you do in the numbers, for your sign of the season. And who else really, out of all the signs we made, than the goalkeeper Lucas Cavalier? What an impact he made in goal. His performances were absolutely unreal, and he's proven to be not only one of the best young players in the world, but probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world already at the young age of 24. Imagine how good he is going to be as goalkeepers get better as they get older, at the age of 34 as well. What a sign he was. I've been so impressed by him in Season 3. And now it's time for the final award, the Player of the Season award, the final award of Season 3. Erling Haaland has won it 2 years on the bounce. Another incredible season by him. 51 goals and 14 assists in 55 appearances. I mean, what a footballer, what a player he's been throughout this series. Savinho showing up in the numbers as well. 12 assists and 15 goals in 49 appearances. If he didn't get injured towards the end of the season, I'm sure that would be more. And Brian Mbuemo, who made a massive impact as well. 20 goals, double figures for him. 7 assists in 47 appearances. But Erling Haaland probably shouldn't have won it last year, Player of the Season. You guys voted for him, but I do believe that Savinho should have been the man coming out with the Player of the Season awards. You guys voted again, and the Player of the Season, once again, 3 years in the bounce is, of course, Erling Haaland. He wins Player of the Season. He's been amazing in this FC25 series. Now, that ends this series, which I've really enjoyed. But, of course, FC25, Manchester City and things aren't over there, because I think it's time for a reboot and it's time for a rebuild. You guys know that is something we like to do on the channel. It'll be coming very soon as well, by the way. There is a little bit of delay, more so than usual, due to out of my control circumstances. But I'm ready to start the rebuild and the reboot. I'm so excited to see how realistic we can make it, how far we can go with it. Please like the video if you're not already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please do consider joining the Weird City Members Club if you want extended early access to all the videos and to know what's going on early. You know that earlier than anyone else if you join the Members Club. And we'll see you guys next time.